Let's go.
Hello, and welcome back to Encyclopedia of the Unknown, the paranormal deep dive series where we explore strange phenomena, one letter at a time. I'm Andy.
And I'm Nicole, and every week we crack open a new page and uncover the mysteries, monsters, and myths hiding behind it. Settle in, turn down the lights, and let's explore the unknown.
So welcome. This week we are on letter E for EVPs and Elementals.
Two topics that you wouldn't really think go together, but
they kind of do, because there you go. There's a nice blend there, don't you think?
There's a blend in the image, but I wonder if anybody's ever captured some EVPs of elementals.
But that's the thing. Would you know?
I don't know.
So I was always told by numerous different people that when you get an EVP, slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
Because the speed that it's being, the energy that's creating speech on the EVP isn't the same speed as what we would hear it, and that's why we don't hear it in real time when we've got an EVP recording. It's either going a lot faster or it's mainly going faster than what we can hear it at. So if you slow it down, then you can hear where it is. So bearing that in mind, you have these elementals, which are all these different types of non-human intelligence, or beings that are tied to fundamental elements of nature, which I'll go through in a bit because you're going to do the EVP first. So I always imagine having like really fast squeaky voice like that, because of how smart,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like Alvin and the Chipmunks, just that kind of thing. It's just, it's Hollywood and the movies and TV and media that kind of give you that stereotypical sound that because they're small, they're going to talk really fast and really squeaky. I'm not saying they do. I do apologise if you are an elemental and you are watching and you think, what the hell? He's more squeaky than me.
Slowing it down. If you've ever seen Ron Yacovetti's presentation on digital seance experience, one of the first really good things that they captured, it sounds like Ron is drunk because they had to slow it down so much to get
so they could hear what was being said. Yeah.
And it was clear as day. You just didn't hear it at the time because it was going so fast.
Yeah, it's like that, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So because of how fast that energy is coming through, we don't hear it. And that's why if you ever do, whether it's tape, digital, whatever, slow it down as much as you can, and you'll be able to hear what it is, and then you'll be able to work out at what speed you need to play it back at.
So we are getting a little ahead of ourselves a bit.
Are we?
Because we haven't even talked about what an EVP is yet.
Yeah. We can let them guess. Right, go on. Explain what an EVP is.
So EVP, for people who don't know, it refers to a sound or voice that are discovered on audio recordings that were not audible to the human ear at the time of recording. So people use digital voice recorders. They listen through headphones. They play things back when they've recorded an interview or a podcast. And they come through, they get these whispers, these voices that sound clear as day, like somebody is standing there, sometimes growls, all kinds of different noises that were not there at the time.
Yeah.
And you got one of those during an interview, right?
Yes, I'm just looking for it now as we sit here. It is. No, it's not. Is it? No, that's something else. Right.
So I'm going to see if I can play an example. In the meantime, while you're looking for that,
I know it's in here.
It was Lisa.
I've got it.
She was okay.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
on,
do yours,
carry
and
on.
I'll do mine.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a few years back. I was interviewing Nathaniel Gillis, and we had a question come through from a guy called Rick Allen, and he was asking about is there other life elsewhere in the universe. So I'm going through the questions. Don't judge me on this. I'm still learning. This is one of the first interviews that I did on my own, and it was easy because Nathaniel was a good friend, and we used to chat quite a lot and got to know each other, and we've met and all that kind of stuff. So that makes life a lot easier. So we're doing this interview chat. I'm sat here, but I'm facing that way. We just moved into this room, we're still redecorating and what have you, so it's all a bit over the place. And so I ask him this question, and then just as Nathaniel starts to answer, you hear an EVP come through. And we worked it out, it came from my microphone, it wasn't on his. Now, it was Jason Pritchard, one of the one of the members, subscribers. He timestamped it and said, Andy, you need to listen to this. And I'm like, oh my God. And then when I realised it had come from my mic, it's like, shit. I need to move out. So it's 40 seconds long. Ignore the hair, ignore everything other than the EVP. Close your eyes and enjoy it. That's all I can say. Here we go.
Of deception here. And so I wouldn't trust myself around them. You know, if they wanted to manipulate me and my perceptions, it'd be difficult for me not to just go with it.
No. Great answer. Thank you.
Yep.
Right, do one more question before the break.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
I'll do this one. This is from Rick Allen again. Does Nathaniel believe that there is no life elsewhere in the universe?
Well, in that aspect of it, I don't know that there isn't.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I could say I believe or I don't believe. I don't know.
So you can very clearly hear that he knows.
Well, there's a debate as to what exactly it's. I hear you know. Or,
I hear he knows.
Right.
He knows.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, he knows, they know.
Somebody knows.
Someone somewhere knows. Whoever said it definitely knows.
Yeah. But we don't know, but they know.
So that's not a robotic voice. That is clearly a female.
Whisper, yeah.
Yeah. I'm picking up a bit of an American accent on that. It's not UK.
No.
But that's all I'm getting. I'd say mid-20s to mid-40s-ish.
Yeah.
Not young.
Average
not old,
adult female voice.
Yeah, middle age, basically.
20s to 40s is middle age, Andy?
If you die when you're 40, technically, when you're 20, you're middle-aged.
Well, if you die when you're 20, 10 is middle-aged.
This could go on not forever, but it's true. Anyway, So mid-20s to mid-40s, I reckon, and American female. So someone knows that Nathaniel knows, and now we all know. So that was it.
So we got one when we were doing a preliminary investigation at the New Street Tavern. And Lisa went live on Facebook. And this wasn't heard at the time. They were just doing a session kind of calling out to see if, you know, anybody would respond. And listen to this.
You know, if you touch any of the equipment, any of these things that light up or that are lit up, it will not hurt you.
So that "who are you" at the end was not a person who was there. They didn't hear that at the time.
That sounded like Lisa.
So Lisa is asking, like, oh, if you touch any of these things, you can light up. I'm going to maybe play it again.
You know, if you touch any of the equipment, any of these things that light up or that are lit up, it will not hurt you.
That "who are you" was not a person there. Neither of them said that.
Can you play it again?
Else. Yeah.
One more time.
You any of the equipment, any of these things that light up or that are lit up, it will not hurt you.
That's close. But there's a man's voice at the beginning. Was that someone that was there?
That they were running the Phasma box. So you know how that kind of comes in like.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
sounded
what that
like,
was.
Sounded like there's traffic or something going on.
Yeah,
as well,
like distorted. But
yeah.
that voice was close. It was closer to the phone than they were.
Yeah.
Very loud and clear. So that was a crazy example that they weren't even looking for. They were just doing a live.
So I've only ever had two while doing this. I've been doing this nearly 5 years in April, right? There was that one with Nathaniel, and the other one, which I didn't get, was when I had Chris Reinhardt on. First time he was on, and he's explaining he's in the basement, he's got his sound gate, it's this, that, and the other. He's just going to go, right, three floors. So basement, first floor, second floor. Basement, ground floor, first floor. So we'd gone up to check to Mrs. and the kids were coming home and gone to get a drink and that. And while I'm sat there, I had someone go, "Hey, you all right?" I'm like, yeah, are you back now, Chris? And I'm chatting away. And then about 30 seconds later, just nothing. Then like 30 seconds later, Chris comes in and went, "Did you just come in and ask me, was he all right? Or did you like shout across?" So like, "No, it's the first time we've been back since I went." So I explained to him, you wasn't recording, was you? I'm like, obviously not. No.
No, because you never
happen. It's like, so you ducked off camera now, but we're still talking. It was that. That's what it was.
That's weird.
That was
I had one come through.
That was the best one.
On an interview I did on somebody else's show, and this, I'll have to try to find it at some point so we can post it. But this guy sent it to me after, and he was like, somebody caught this. Yeah. And it was, I can't even remember what it said, but it was a clear voice, and it came through on my recording.
Yeah. See, when we've been live and people put stuff in the chat and they're saying, "Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that?" And then it's like, but sometimes when the guest is on, or they have two microphones running, or whatever. But when the guest's on, sometimes they'll have YouTube playing in the background, even though it's on low. You still get the feedback, so you're hearing us like 3-4 seconds behind, and it doesn't sound like us; it sounds like something else. So you're not getting the true sound, and this is why I don't have anything like. So I use headphones. I've got a audio. I plug everything into a separate audio that's then plugged into the computer just to keep. So I've got 4 audio channels now rather than just one jack into the PC. So I can switch between each channel. So I've got one for the speakers, and then one for headphones, one for me, spare set of headphones just in case these go, and vice versa. So I've got that, and then the 4th one's empty. There's nothing plugged into that at all. But I know I can switch between them, so I know there's nothing. So it works like a sound gate. I know there's nothing else coming through because there is nothing else plugged in, and that's right in front of me there under the monitor. And then the computer's there, and then everything else is down here. So everything's separate. I can see where it all is. So when
all of this seems very like techie,
it isn't. It's not. It just splits everything.
But I'm saying this all seems like super, super techie, but you don't need crazy equipment like that to capture EVPs. We think,
No, you need nothing.
Yeah. They have been doing this unintentionally since like the 20s.
Yeah. But
radio
the only reason
we're saying things were coming through.
But the only reason I've done this is because of all the sound interference that's coming through from people having, obviously, that don't do regular podcasts, so they've not got the setup. They've not got the setup like what we've got because we're doing podcasting all the time. So I've just built it up as I've gone. So this is why I've done it. So I know, right, if there's any sound, I know it's not coming from me, and I can work out then where it is actually coming from just through doing this 2-3 times a week for 5,000 years. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just that. It's so I can work everything out. And Like, if I need to cut any sound, I can do it like flick of a switch.
Yeah.
But it's just, then when someone says, oh, you heard a noise, heard an EVP, I can then work out pretty much straight away whether it was or it wasn't. If I've not heard it, then it probably was an EVP because I've not picked it up, and it's probably come through mine. Because I don't have I could have the headphones plugged into the speaker, and then I could have the headphones plugged into the microphone, and then I'd be able to hear myself and know what volume I'm at and this, that, and the other. But it's so distracting, I don't do it. I just do it once, set the levels, unplug it, that's it. But if I don't hear an EVP and everyone else is saying they've heard something, I then know that it's come from mine. But then if I hear it, it's going to come from somebody else's, and it's just working out who from that.
Yeah.
So it's more...
And then telling them that they need to get rid of their ghost.
Yeah. Or turn your YouTube down.
Or, not be using your webcam mic and your microphone.
Have you noticed how clear it is since? It's amazing, isn't it?
Because I don't listen to it because I don't have headphones.
So, yeah. But it's just that. I know I did go a bit techie with that, but the stuff I've got that plugs in don't even cost $40. 2 cables, audio interface, that's what it is, 4-channel audio interface. And you set everything on full volume, and you just do everything, just 2 dials. One switches the 4 channels, one's volume control. That is it. And that was like $22. So, just makes life easier.
For equipment setup. It works.
But this is what I'm saying. So for EVP, we can eliminate or debunk what isn't EVP, what is just tech issues, what is bad internet connection, all that, because that's what a lot of people get, and they think, oh, there's a ghost inside me.
Well, we've had multiple recorders doing investigations, all set up, not being moved. And one recorder will get something where the others won't. And then we've had other times where the same thing comes up on all of them. So that's kind of crazy, because if it was an actual sound in the environment, they would all pick it up, in theory.
See, I was going to say, if they're all picking it up, then surely that's going to be a definite, it was an EVP. But then it could be something that's happening in the background, not necessarily ghost or a spirit, and that's why it's all picking it up. Whereas just one, that means that there's something connected on right next to that device. So I was going to say, if it's all picking it up, there's more chance of it being an EVP. But I'm going to go with, if there's only one that's picking it up and none of the others are, I think that's more definite than multiple.
I don't know, because I hear the cases both ways, because that one that we did at the columns, and we had like 5 DR60 recorders going, and each one picked up the end of this sentence, 4 and then each recorder got, and 7 years ago, at varying volumes, like it would if somebody was standing there repeating it. It's going to be louder on the one that they're closer to, but you can still hear it faintly on the one that's farthest away.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an evolving science, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of experimentations are done. That's a lot paranormal investigators go to, is an EVP session, because the REM pods, the spirit boxes, you can really explain that stuff, but the EVP work is a lot harder to disprove when you get a voice that just shouldn't be there.
Yeah, but it's also a voice that has relevance to what's being spoken about as well. If it's just something random, then I'd be like, I don't know, it could just be anything. It could sound like it's saying that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're trying to make it fit.
Yeah, it depends too on the class, because like you're saying, if you can't make it out and you're trying to make it fit, then is it really an EVP, or is it just you trying to make something out of nothing?
Yeah, it's like AI trying to fill in, like we were speaking on the last episode with the doppelgangers and dreams. You're trying to fill in the gaps. So is it your mind doing the same thing but in audio rather than visual?
I would think that the EVPs that we just showed are Class A. They're clear, unmistakable voices. There's Class B, which is audible but unclear. So, okay, I hear something, but I can't really make it out. And then Class C,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. It's faint, noisy. It's open to interpretation. It's like, maybe I hear something.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, very, very up. Well, I think we should let our viewers decide what they think, don't you?
Yeah. Have you ever gotten an EVP? Let us know in the comments. And if you had and would like to send them to us, we will put some together maybe in some shorts.
There you go.
So that
you can
you guys
email Andy@alienate.uk and Nicole@fullmoonparanormal.com.
Mhm.
So, yes. Any questions or ideas or comments, stick them in the comment section at the end of the video. And that's it. So now we're going to jump from EVP and we're going to do elementals. So hold on, because we're going to go down a deep, dark, foresty rabbit hole. It might be wet, it might be on fire, it might be icy, it might just be full of dirt and mud. Who knows? But yeah, so we'll crack on with that. So let's go elementals. Yeah, elementals. We did have a little bit of a break, and we have had a costume change and haircut and hair growth and everything else. But anyway, part
continuity
2.
error.
Yes. So, but you won't even know any of that because it would just go straight from part 1 to part 2, flawless.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and it'll just look like we, did a quick costume change.
Yeah. So, and I'll blend it nice and neat. You probably won't even notice. I'll do the subliminal stuff. There we go.
You gaslight everybody like, wait, were they wearing that the whole episode?
That's what we could do for G, gaslighting.
Yes.
That's a phenomenon on its own. I think it's amazing if done in the correct way. Anyway, we're not talking about that today. So we are talking now. So we've done EVP. Now we're talking elementals. So there are 4 different types of elementals. The core idea. Excuse me. Well, this technically is 5. You've got earth, water, air, fire, and sometimes ether stroke spirit. They're not ghosts, not angels, and not demons in the Christian sense, though later belief systems often relabeled them as such. So there you go. They're usually described as conscious but not human, existing parallel to us, strongly bound to natural places or forces, morally neutral, obviously not good or evil by default. So you've got origins, so where the ideas come from. So the first one is ancient and indigenous roots. So almost every ancient culture believed nature was alive and inhabited. Animism, spirits in rocks, trees, rivers. Shamanic traditions, spirits, allies, and land beings. Pre-Christian European paganism, and the indigenous beliefs worldwide. These ideas predate organised religions by thousands of years. Then you've got the classical system, which is a Western occult, which is the one that we've been given, like our default.
That this sounds a little Pocahontas-y, like every rock tree has a spirit and a name.
But that's the indigenous side to it, though, isn't it? That's in Native Americans and
all the colors of the wind.
Yeah. So the classical system, the formal 4 elemental systems, was crystallized during the Renaissance, especially by Paracelsus in the 16th century. I don't know if that's correct, if it's he or she, but anyway. So he categorized these elements as follows: gnomes, which are earth, undines, UNDINES, water. Sylphs, SYLPHS, which is air. And salamanders, which is fire. Which is strange because salamanders live in water and amphibious. But anyway.
But salamanders are always like associated with fire, because if you think of the thing in like the kitchen, that's a salamander. It's like a broiler kind of thing.
Yeah. But this system still dominates occult and esoteric thinking today. So, what are your thoughts before I go on to the next bit? I'm going to put a couple of pictures up if I can find them.
When I think of elementals, I think of like that thing in the background there, like the big
tree guy, yeah,
like, coming at
like
you.
An ent.
Yeah.
So you got obviously like gnomes and fairies that live in the trunks of trees. So that's like the elementals. For me, it's all the same sort of thing, but then the tree's a living thing anyway. But is there like the ent is a tree spirit, and then you've got, I suppose, like the trolls, the gnomes, with some sort of light fairy. It's all different.
I don't know. See, I've always thought that the Fae were kind of a class of their own rather than elementals.
No, I've always seen it as they're part of this thing, and a lot of people believe that Bigfoot is part of the elementals. Because if it comes from the trees or the ground, then technically it is gonna be. So these are like gnomes, dwarfs, trolls, stone folk, is what it says here.
Yeah, I guess in my head I've always had elementals as like a more non-formed kind of thing. Like
a will-o'-the-wisp, like a light dancing about in the trees. I can not so much an orb, like the lights behind you just flickering about, and like a firefly.
Yeah, something like that, or something like, okay, I think I'm bringing this all back to Disney movies. Like think Moana, where the ocean was alive. That's kind of the elemental thing that I get in my head.
Yeah, like lightning bugs, like that kind of, they flicker on and off, and when you see a few of them, it's like, oh, what's that? If you've not seen them before, you kind of like, well, even when you have, you still get mesmerized.
Or like a spirit that was never human.
Yeah.
Like kind of spirit of the forest, spirit of fire, spirit of whatever, like.
Yeah, like Mother Nature.
Yes, kind of like that. Yeah. That's what I've always associated elementals with in my head.
Yeah.
But I know there's a whole like different like physical category.
Yeah. Like so then, so you've got the earth elementals, which are gnomes, dwarfs, trolls, stonefolk, associated with mountains, caves, forests, ley lines, minerals, crystals, metals, ancient sites, stone circles, and barrows, which are all the, I suppose, original. They're like the druidy type original, like ancient ground. Described as short, dense, stocky, sometimes seen as a shadowy humanoid. Linked to mining folklore, hearing Knox voices. But if you're in a mine, obviously you're digging out coal or iron or whatever.
Yeah.
As you're digging through, there's going to be echoes, and there's going to be tunnels and corridors and like vertical and horizontal tunnels. If someone's speaking a few hundred yards away, because it's underground, that sound's going to carry. So you're going to pick up the voices of other people in nearby tunnels anyway. I'm
the
guessing.
Acoustics there, like in tunnels and caves, things like that, it can be really misleading where you think it's coming from over here, but really it's coming from over there.
Yeah. It's like ventriloquism.
Bouncing around,
Yeah, when you throw in your voice,
Well, there's a spot in New York City in Grand Central Station where you can like stand against the wall and whisper, and then somebody on the other side of the station can hear you. Like you're right there because of the acoustics.
Yeah. Right. So another thing it's saying that these beings guard resources or sacred land, which for me makes sense because that's kind of like like a gatekeeper type thing. But here's a paranormal overlap for this. So, missing time near caves or forests. Strange lights near hills, also known as earth lights. So, this is a Bigfoot bit. Bigfoot theories sometimes overlap with earth elemental ideas. No, not that. Interdimensional. I said international. Interdimensional lad.
Take 4. I need like a little director's like thing.
Off the board. Interdimensional land guardians. I've got the words right in front of me and I still couldn't read it. So yeah, so they're like gatekeepers, protecting the land or protecting doorways into other realms.
Yeah. That's what I've had like in my head. That's what I've thought. Those big like non-humanoid crazy just things made of the elements.
Yeah, like you said, like the tree person behind me and the one in the middle of the fire looks like
that, or
Human
like
Torch.
Okay, you're in the woods and you know this crazy like whirlwind comes up with all the leaves and stuff in it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to you know think about the Fae in that way as elementals themselves.
So are you ready for the water elements?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to do water elements, air elements, fire, and then the ether, and then modern paranormal interpretations, and then whether they're good or bad. And then we'll leave it at that. So, water elements associated with, believe it or not, lakes, rivers, oceans, and wells. Who would have known?
Don't say.
Wow. So
Wait,
also fog.
Water?
I know. Wow. Fog, mist, tides, emotional and psychic states.
Okay.
So that could be why people go all weird for no reason. There could be some water element near where they are.
Next time somebody acts weird, I'm going to be like, you must have like a water elemental hanging out.
It could be. So I've not heard of this one before. So accounts and ideas. So first one, shape-shifting. Human to water and then water back into a human. So being able to change form. I'm
Would
not
like
convinced.
A mermaid be considered a water elemental?
It's like you could change your form into like water to transparent. You can see the flow and it moving, and then you can turn back into a human. So it's like you're like the Predator, where it goes invisible, but you can still see the outline. It has that shimmer effect, like that heat source, kind of like that, but more watery. Don't know. Anyway.
I just picture a person like dissolving into a puddle and somebody stepping in them.
Yeah, like a snowman. The remains of a snowman. There you go.
Jack Frost.
Yeah. So often beautiful but dangerous. Draws humans towards what? So it kind of is
like
mermaidy.
Like a siren mermaid.
Draws humans towards the water, seen in peripheral vision near water. So that's that. And the last bit now, so this is a paranormal overlap for these. Lake monsters. So you got Ogopogo, Nessie,
Champ.
Is it Tessa? Champ and Tessa is something.
Do you know we supposedly have a river monster near me?
Oh.
It's called Poughkeepsie, like for Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie.
No, never. Yeah. What, in the Hudson?
Yeah, in the Hudson. There have been reports.
Not heard of that before, but you never know. Phantom swimmers. But they could be spirits of someone that's died in the water, and it's like, what's the word? Don't take theory. Just replaying over and over. Voices calling people into water. That's humans being drawn towards water. Same thing, yeah. Sudden emotional shifts near rivers or seas. Yeah, but some people get thinking when they get near water. I know a lot of people that get nervous.
Well, there's also that theory that, in a past life you drowned, and then in this life you're, afraid of drowning.
Exactly.
So people get weird about water. And
Yeah.
sirens, I think, is going to need to be a deep dive on its own, because that is a fascinating subject.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so air elements. So sylphs, wind spirits, sky beings.
Skywatch.
Associated with atmosphere, clouds, and storms. Invisible movement. So like you said, when there's a whirlwind, like you get the dust devils, like the start of a tornado and little things like that. So like me and your fella seen one as we were driving through Gettysburg. We seen it on the left-hand side as he was going into the town, and it was just starting to build up. See, that could have been something, because it was on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And it wasn't happening anywhere else, and it was like 30 degrees. So,
but I feel like elemental kind of activity is when nature kind of acts like it shouldn't. You know, like the videos of the walking trees.
yes,
That gives me elemental vibes.
yes, definitely. So rarely fully seen. So you don't actually see them. You feel it. Sudden pressure changes. So I'm guessing like you feel like there's a weight on your shoulders, like you're being pushed down, or do you know what I mean? Like it's like a heavy storm or something. Whispering, ringing ears, rapid thoughts or visions. That's just me every day. Them last two, whispering and ringing ears, and rapid thoughts and visions. That's all I get.
EVP. It could be an elemental.
Who knows? Well, let's give me some good ideas. And the paranormal side to this, poltergeist-like activity. So obviously things moving without you seeing what's moving them,
because they're moving through the air.
Yeah. Oh, and the next line actually says objects moving with no cause. Yeah, poltergeist activity.
Yeah.
UFO sightings linked to clouds or storms. Sky beings in indigenous lore. So there are your air elements. And the fire ones. Go on.
You think that would have to, like, those big birds like the indigenous people used to see?
Oh, the Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, yes.
I don't know, because you could physically see them.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like when a plane goes over it, like on an air show, and it goes low and you feel the blast from it passing over. It'd be like that, but without the plane. But it's like, have you ever been in the forest or a woods, and all of a sudden the top of the trees, just in one part, start doing all that?
Dark, yeah.
And nowhere else is doing it. It's like, well, surely there can't just be a gust of wind there. It's got to come all the way across. But who knows? So a lot of this is they're not linked, but they are kind of. So the fire elements associated with fire, heat, and lightning.
Wow. Fire elements are associated.
So
you heard
glad.
It here first, guys. Fire elements.
I am so glad I am sat down and listening to and reading this. Ooh. Right. Give me a minute. I'll be all right in a sec. So, transformation, destruction, and rebirth.
Fire.
Volcanic or energetic sites. Accounts and ideas. Seen as moving flames or light forms. So this is going back to like the will-o'-the-wisp, like the twinkly, like lightning bug sort of thing. Linked to I think I've read this without reading it. Linked to will-o'-the-wisps. Sudden heat with no source. Sparks, flashes, balls of light. So they're your fire elements. It's more. I'd say it's more not just fire, but light, like emitting its own light. And then the paranormal overlap. Ball lightning. Ball lightning is not paranormal, but anyway. UFO plasma orbs. I get that because I've seen them. Spontaneous combustion, where people just set on fire for no reason. But that was looked into, and a lot of these people that were spontaneous combusting back in the 70s were sat next to an open fire. They'd been drinking quite a lot of high volume alcohol, and smoking.
Do
So
you
if
know
they're
that
having
I'm also really concerned about spontaneous human combustion? The
Yeah,
Bermuda
growing up,
Triangle
yeah.
and spontaneous human combustion. I thought were going to be such a prevalent thing.
Yeah, and guess what? Neither have. Not yet.
Oh my
But
God.
a lot
I'm
of
not gonna
these
jinx it.
people, so they think that they was drinking the alcohol, then taking a puff on the cigarette. So
It
it's
is.
ignited the alcohol, and because the alcohol's gone down through and into the stomach, it's set on fire that way, and it's like burnt inside out, like
Burnt
fire
inside out.
breathers. Yeah, but the other
Yeah,
way
I
around.
mean, I've also seen things like where there's a big static charge and that sets something off.
Yeah. But then there's like it might not be an open fire, might have been an electric fire or something. But like you said, if there'd been a loose thing on the loose cable on the fire, or the bad earth, whatever, there's a lot that went into it that basically it could have been anything. It wasn't a paranormal thing because it kind of health and safety kicked in and everyone stopped burning up inside out. So
Yeah. Speaking of
Yeah.
becoming a thing of the past, I found out why salamanders are associated with fire.
Go on.
So salamanders live under like rocks and logs. So the ancient people would throw the logs on the fire, and then the salamanders would run out. So they thought they were coming from fire. They thought
But
they were born from like flames.
Yeah.
And
Like
then it
the
becomes
phoenix.
this symbolic thing. Yes.
So basically, the salamander was stopping itself from combusting.
Yes.
There's nothing spontaneous about it. It just didn't know
No,
what was
just
going on.
It's like, it's hot. I have to get out of here. And they ran out. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh, God.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all it
Wow,
takes.
never knew that.
Mhm.
So the last one are ether and spirit elementals. They're in-between beings, often left out but crucial. So this is associated with your consciousness, dreams, astral realms, interdimensional space. They don't belong to one element, are often mistaken for angels, demons, or aliens, appearing during altered states, sleep paralysis, meditation, near-death experiences. I suppose you could add to that narcotics, whether prescribed or recreational, whichever. That's going to have some altering effect. But this is where elementals blur into modern UFO and entity encounters. So this is where it becomes not so much hallucinations, but full on something's going on, but you don't know what. But then is that to do with frequency and you're resonating at a higher vibration than you was prior?
Spoiler alert for next week.
Shh. Say nothing. Not yet. Not to the end. Got another 10 minutes yet. So the modern paranormal interpretations, interdimensional intelligences, non-biological consciousness, Earth native life forms older than humanity, misidentifications now, aliens, shadow people, cryptids, demons or angels. So Jacques Vallée style thinking fits perfectly here. Control system marks changing with culture. So it's kind of like back in the 60s and 70s, people seeing UFOs like nuts and bolts, metal, look like they've been knocked up in a garage.
Yeah.
Whereas now the more organic looking, more seamless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they are, but they just seem to be. They've progressed with the way we've progressed as well.
Because you can't really associate something in your mind brand new. So your mind goes, okay, I know what this is, and kind of like builds the picture. So
it fits into something that you know. Yeah.
To make it make sense.
Yeah. So elementals, good or bad? What do you think?
I think they are neutral.
You are correct.
They don't subscribe to the human concept of good and bad.
Do you know what? Are you reading what I've got wrote down?
No.
Right. So it says neither, and that's the key, because they operate by different rules. They don't share human morality.
Mm-hmm.
So literally,
But
what
humans
you've
don't
just
even share human morality because it's culturally dependent. Something that would be morally wrong in one place is perfectly acceptable in another place, and vice versa. So
Yeah.
there's not a completely global, universal good and bad.
no, I know. And this next bit makes a lot of sense. So they react strongly. They react strongly to disrespect of land or nature. Basically, that's why they don't like us. Can be helpful, mischievous, or hostile, depending on context. So, depending on what you ask them or what you're trying to do, depends on how they're gonna come back at you. But they're not evil, but they're not your friends either. So it's like you just leave them to do what they're doing. You don't get involved with it. If you do, then you might find out the hard way.
Like if you invite fairies into your house, Andy.
With I seen a picture or a video of someone at their front door, and they've got a welcome mat.
You're
Don't
not
you,
supposed
Nicole?
to do that.
You've got one.
I don't even know what my mat says right now.
It says welcome.
I don't know. I don't know
sure
what it does.
you did a video and I seen the front mat.
I don't think I did a video of my front door. I'm gonna go left.
You was doing something else, but in the video you'd gone. I don't know if it's something you posted on Instagram or whatever. I meant to pull you on it a bit ago and I forgot.
I'm gonna
record
check
it now
because I don't think the outside one says welcome. The inside one might say welcome, but I don't think the outside one does.
Well, either way, there you go. So, why people still encounter elementals? So, common triggers are going to ancient sites, out and about in the wilderness. So, if that's their home and you're supposed trespassing, then you're going to see them because they're coming out to see what you're doing on their land. Altered states, meditation, psychedelics, trauma, childhood encounters, the innocence of a child. You see things that an adult wouldn't see because your mind's not been reprogrammed. Children report elementals far more often because cultural conditioning shuts perception down. Yeah.
Makes sense, like everything else.
Not being brainwashed, basically.
Mm-hmm. Not blocking parts of your brain off.
So, yeah, the final big idea of what they may be, the original others. So this Earth land was theirs before we even became a thought. It's always belonged to them, and then we've come in and taken over.
I don't feel like it belongs to them. I feel like it is.
No. Yeah, I don't say it doesn't belong to them. It's like they were here before us, but they look after the land.
Yeah,
well,
like
we came along. And it's like build a skyscraper, build a shopping centre, build a
parking lot,
car park. Yeah.
Car park. Sorry, build a car park.
Yeah, thank you. And Earth's native intelligences. Yeah, so it's like the original running and ruling of what should go on Earth. So then you've got wearing different masks across time. This is what we're saying, the change of progression. Mm-hmm. So you got fairies to demons to aliens to interdimensionals. Each period has a different group of elementals that you'd be seeing. Same phenomena, different language. And that is it. Pretty much.
Interesting. So don't go out and piss off the elementals.
Nope.
Respect nature.
Nope. Yep.
And that guy at the corner probably won't eat you.
Yeah. But if you do see them, they're not going to do anything to you unless... Don't hold me on that, because if they get you and you get done over, it's your own
Disclaimer.
Fault. Yeah. Just don't go over and try and be the best mate and have a picnic with them, because they're not going to take too kindly on it.
No. And if you're looking for a water elemental, check near the water.
Yes. And if you want a fire one, you will never guess in a million years as to where you need to go and have a look. Fire. Yeah. Anywhere warm. But then that could be like spontaneous combustion then. say it is elementals, and it was something that was living in the fire. Because you get these like little demony type goblin things. Do you know what I mean? Like, Jack something or other it was called. I can't remember the full name of it. And yeah, you get all the stuff like that. So anyway, that's it. So what are your thoughts as to the elementals? Are they part of us? Were they here before us? Are they from somewhere else? Are they your imaginary friend? Are aliens elemental? Because it can be interdimensional. They can be interdimensional as well.
They could be. Tell us what you think in the comments. And if you like today's show, make sure you subscribe, like, share with your friends who also love strange, weird things. Send us your stories, your theories, your evidence, and they might make it into a future episode.
And after watching the show, hit the hype button. Yes? There we go. Better late than never.
I'm the worst YouTuber because I don't know what the hype button is, but I'm going to go press it.
Well, you can't press it on your own channel.
It's not my channel, so I can press it.
Yeah, so everyone just keep pressing the hype. It'll help us go up and up and up. And you'll get more of this every week. So that is us. If you would like, subscribe to the channel. If you think we're absolutely amazing and you want to help support the channel, you can do it either via Patreon or one of the membership tiers that are running across the bottom. The cheapest one is £1.99 or $2. And the dearest one is $22.99, which is about $26. And that's a month.
And if you think we are not amazing and we suck, do it anyway.
Yes.
Because then maybe we'll get better.
Yeah. Do you think? This is as good as it's ever going to get.
But then at least every month you could be like, I pay for this.
Exactly. Yeah. You're paying for this. So you're getting free a week. So you cannot complain. Right. That's it. Join us next week when we will be talking about
frequency.
There you go. Unknown. The power of frequency. So we're going to do. We're doing one topic, but we're doing different sides. So you're going to do the scientific stroke, boring classroom type stuff, and I'm going to do the completely out there, made up nonsense that is. But I'm doing like infrasound and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just. It's going a bit.
We're gonna talk about frequency, the science, the woo woo, the out
how
there.
It affects everything from Wi-Fi to headaches to moving solid objects, and that is it. So, thank you for joining us. See you next week. Same time, same place, different topic. Ta-ra.